Hello there, I'm back with another stack of Marvel treasuries. I'm going to focus this video on TV and movie related treasuries. And on top of my pile here is my Battlestar Galactica. This is most likely the thinnest treasury they ever published. It's really thin, and the paper stock they use is also very flimsy. So I'm not sure if it's what was the reason for cutting costs there. But this issue is one of those very hard to find in high grade because it has that mostly black cover, and as you can see, this one here has a little thumb crease right there. But other than that, the book is quite nice. Beautiful copy. The art inside is of course by Walt Simonson, the great Walt Simonson. So if you enjoy Walt Simonson art, I'm sure you will enjoy the series, the Battlestar Galactica series that he drew. There's some really beautiful looking drawing inside. Take a look at that. That is gorgeous. Very well done by Walt. I love the TV show as well as the new TV show. When I was a teenager, I couldn't wait to watch the rerun of the show. So that's for that. And here we have, of course, the famous Star Wars. When Star Wars came out, of course, Marvel was lucky enough to get the right to produce the comic books. And I think if you follow the history of Marvel, I think Star Wars, the involvement of Star Wars was definitely one of the highlight that boost the survival and popularity of Marvel back in the 70s. So here's my copy of number 1. Beautiful copy, as you can see. I don't think these are that hard to find in high grade because I think there's a lot of non-comic book collector out there that collected Star Wars stuff, and maybe they printed a ton of these. So I think the sheer number of copies out there, allow us now to be able to get our hands on many very decent copies. So here's the Star Wars one. I also have the Whitman version, as you can see. Whitman is just a different company that distribute the books, and they put their own little logo there. It's an exact production outside of that little W, in my opinion. And then you have number 2. Yeah, like I said, I'm pretty happy to have these copy, and I don't think it's that hard to find in high grade. So if you want to find them, I think it's not that hard. So for number 2, issue number 2, I also have the Whitman version, and it's a beautiful copy, as you can see. Most of my Star Wars treasuries are just beautiful. They are, as you can see, the white page on the edge, the gloss. It's just like they were produced yesterday. Number 3 is kind of odd because typical Marvel, they try to milk the cow here by basically reprint number 1 and number 2 in one book. So this is actually the thickest treasury ever produced because it has the most pages, but it's nothing really new inside. Basically it's reprint everything that was in 1 and 2, and of course 1 and 2 is just reprint of what was in the comic books that they publish. So here's my copy, and as in most Treasury, you know, they usually provide the cover on both the back and the front, as you can see right here. It's beautiful. Ernie Chan, a very popular artist in the 70s, did a lot of work. For Marvel. And then I have this copy. You know, I'm not sure about number 1. I always find it odd that they issue number 2 here, but I don't believe I have ever seen number 1. This book is probably the lowest grade copy I have, more so because it's just very dirty. You can see there's a lot of surface dirt on this book, and you know, other than that, they also reproduced this book in magazine format. I have that copy also, but it was kind of weird how they produce the magazine format as well as these Treasury format. The first time I bought this copy on eBay, I actually ended up buying the magazine one because I didn't look at the ad closely enough. I just saw a picture and I thought it was a Treasury, but when I got it in the mail, it was actually the smaller size magazine, the same size as like the Savage Sword of Conan magazine. So, but I like it enough to keep it, and then eventually I bought the right book, the Treasury book. Okay, and outside of the Star Wars, they also printed the Wizard of Oz. These are, you know, like I said, I buy them just for the sake of having them, but you know, it's nothing special about them. I think if you're a kid and you're into the Wizard of Oz, I think you would love to read through this one and this one. But you know, for someone like me, I guess I didn't find it all that interesting to flip through the page, and honestly, I never bothered to sit down and read the story in these 2 books. I just bought them just to be a completist on Treasury. Last but not least is my favorite TV movie related Treasury, the great 2001 A Space Odyssey. I think this is a fairly difficult copy to find in high grade, just because, you know, anytime when you have a dark cover, it's tougher, and you can see the page is white. It's gorgeous. It's basically reprinted the great Jack Kirby work on the 2001 A Space Odyssey comic books, and you know, just to be able to see his work here in giant size fashion is fantastic. It's definitely one of my favorite you know, Treasury to flip through. I think if you're a Jack Kirby fan, look at this beautiful artwork. It's pure Jack Kirby right there. Good stuff. But anyhow, I just want to say thank you for watching, and hopefully I will come back with some more Treasury. I still have a lot of Marvel Treasuries left that I haven't shown, and hopefully I can wrap that up in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.